beat man is back.
Oh, okay, Jay, boys, try it again. Oh my gosh, the ring got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have delivered.
You know what I'm saying? It's true. You know what I'm saying? But oh, look at that, my God.
This is your boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy, Dash the True Inferno. And you know what? I have been raiding at the bits for this topic. I couldn't wait to jump straight into this topic right here. Meaning there's a few topics that I had to push back yet again. But I'll address that another day at another time. Now, if you recall 2 weeks ago, I did a topic that was entitled Trent Dilfer is out his effing mind. And first of all, that video blew up. Like, 2 weeks in, it's already at the 1,200 views mark. So again, thank y'all for that. Now, what that video was about was my reaction to Trent Dilfer's comments about Colin Kaepernick and his protest and him basically not standing during the national anthem at every NFL game this year. And apparently, Trent Dilfer had a problem with it. I ain't gonna get on into it. Just watch the video. The link will be in the description below. So yeah, you go ahead and watch that video. If you haven't seen that video yet, I recommend that you watch that video first. Then you go to this one. Because a lot has happened. Not just since I released the video, but since I did the vocal recordings for that video. So while I was editing this video, I noticed the latest news regarding the whole Colin Kaepernick protest fiasco. And we're going to start things off. A lot has happened since that point, from that point up to now. So we're going to start things off with Jerry Jones. Yes, so for those of you who don't know who Jerry Jones is the owner of another NFL team. And this one, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, a.k.a., and I quote, America's favorite team. Man, they get out of here with that crap. But anywho, he's the owner of that team. Also, keep in mind, he is also Caucasian, who is the owner of a team that is in Texas. So we talking the South here. Not the South, with last in Mississippi, Missouri, Arkansas, Alabama, and so from whatnot. No, we talking Texas, which is still a southern state. And he went to he went to college in Arkansas. So, yeah, there you go with that. Now, let's check out the comments he made regarding not necessarily targeting Colin Kaepernick, the individual, but targeting anybody who take a knee or sit down or raise their fist or do anything like that during the national anthem. So check that out, and I'll be right back.
The forum of the NFL and the forum on television is a very significant thing. I'm for it being used in every way we can to support the great contributors in our society, and that's people that have supported America, the flag, and there's no reason not to go all out right there. And for anybody to use parts of that visibility to do otherwise is really disappointing.
All right, regarding Jerry Jones' comments, there's a few things that resonate with me. The first thing is, he said, and I quote, we respect, well, let me backtrack here. When he says, and I quote, we strongly support the flag in every way we support, and it's almost ridiculous to be saying the people that for generations and generations that have given it all up so that we can, crappy, now he actually said like that, bad grammar and language, all that stuff. But anywho, giving it all up so that we can get out here and show off in front of millions of people on television. We respect that so much. That's the real business. That's the real business. Let me continue on. The form of the NFL and the form of television is a very significant thing. So, yeah. And the one thing I forgot to mention when I just let y'all know who Jerry Jones is, outside he's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys and so forth and whatnot. He's also a billionaire. He's a billionaire. In fact, I want to say that either every owner or almost every owner in the NFL are billionaires. And all of them are Caucasians, if memory serves me correctly. Don't quote me on that. I don't have the stats sheet in front of me or anything like that. Didn't do that type of research. We talking 32 owners here. I ain't going to get into all that. But obviously, Jerry Jones Caucasian. The owners of the Detroit Lions are Caucasian. The owner of the New England Patriots is Caucasian, and so forth and whatnot. And, more than likely, all of them are. So, he looking at this with a business state of mind here, which is a damn shame and typical. And because this ain't about business, this is about what is wrong with America. And speaking of that, let me continue on with what he said. He said, and I quote, and I'm for it being used in every way we can to support the great contributors in our society. We've gone into that quote that I read off the first time. And that's people that have supported America, the flag, and there's no reason to not go all out there. And for anybody to use parts of that visibility to do otherwise is really disappointing. And so basically what he's saying is that he is satisfied with the way things are right now. And he don't want things to change. And I'm looking at that. I'm reading that quote, and I'm going,
So Jerry Jones, and along with 31 other, and I hate to drag them in it, but this is Jerry, but I'm just to make my point. Jerry Jones and 31 other owners locked the players out because they wanted something that they couldn't get. So they locked the players out. So in other words, the owners protested that the players was making too much of the revenue. So we lock you out. We're protesting. We're saying what you're getting is unfair to us. So we're going to lock you out, and we're going to make you come and acquiesce to our demands. And that's what they did. So Jerry Jones should know full well how this thing works.
I agree.
He knows how this works. When you want something, I can ask you for it, but more times than not, you're probably not going to give it to me. So what did he do? He protested.
Yep.
The 31 other owners joined with him, said, we're going to lock you out.
Correct.
No money for you. So what are you going to do? You got mortgages, you got car payments, you got kids in private school. It's going to sit right back here and see how long it's going to take you to come to the table.
I got
and
it.
that's what he did.
He did.
So now all of a sudden, Colin Kaepernick is trying to make you have honest and serious discussions about inequities in our society. You choose to say, oh, it's about the flag. Respect those who have fought generation and generation and generations. Okay. There are a lot of black African Americans and minorities and women that fought generations and generations. And they've been fighting this for generations and generations.
You know this, though. A lot of those sponsors, they don't care.
They don't
want to. They don't even want to hear about it.
Right. The NFL motto is simple as this, Skip. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. With an S and with a C. That's how it works in America.
Yep.
And Jerry Jones' bottom line is, you talk about red, white, and blue. Green is what he sees most.
And finally, this he would stand united with his other 31 owners about. They believe in their platform that they built, and they're not going to let any Shannon Sharp stand up for any special interest cause of your own on their platform. This is our platform, they say, that we built.
Because they can't make money off it.
No.
You know why? They do it for the military. They sell camouflage. They have a day, a Sunday, for camouflage gear. They do an entire month for breast cancer. Sure. You know why? Because they can sell the pink cleats, the sweatbands, the jerseys. Yes. But that's a platform. What are they doing? Because you know what? If the NFL can't make money off of it, they don't want you to make money off it. This is not a money issue, but I'm just saying. So the NFL is very hypocritical. I love the NFL. I love Roger Goodell, but there are some blatant falsehoods that they hide behind that, oh, well, we can't do that. And I get it. You can't let everybody for every cause because you have my dog died and I want to wear a decal or my mailman. I get all that. But they make money off of breast cancer awareness. They make money off the camouflage supporting the military. So don't tell me they don't use their platform because they do. They just use it when it benefits them.
Bottom line to me, Colin Kaepernick has sparked incredibly progressive conversation in this country for now. What are we, 10 days, 2 weeks into
Yep,
this?
about 2 weeks.
That's highly impressive to me, but don't expect Jerry Jones to join into that conversation.
Yeah.
Check that out, and I'll be right back. Basically, what they're saying is that a while back, I think it was back in 2000, I forgot what he said the year was, the owners decided to create a lockout. Because y'all remember, there was a lockout in the NFL like a few years back or whatever. Basically asking for more money and for the players to receive less money. And apparently Jerry Jones was the brainchild behind that whole thing. And the owners got their way. So basically the owners protested that the players were receiving too much money, despite the fact the players are the ones going out on the field, basically putting their lives on the line here, just so these owners can do not a damn thing, sit back, relax, and bring in all the revenue. And speaking of revenue, let me play another clip. And this one was done by now we're going back to First Take. So this one was done by Stephen A. Smith, who revealed something very interesting while talking about Jerry Jones. So check that out, and I'll be right back.
It wasn't until 2009 that until 2009, no NFL players stood for the national anthem because players actually stayed in the locker room as the anthem played. The players were moved to the field during the national anthem because it was seen as a marketing strategy to make the athletes look more patriotic. The United States Department of Defense paid the National Football League $5.4 million.
I've been talking about
$5.4 million between 2011 and 2014, and the National Guard $6.7 million between 2013 and 2015 to stage on-field patriotic ceremonies as part of military recruitment budget line items.
And that's
this is
why,
stuff that has been printed.
And there's that.
And there's that.
That's why Senator
what you was talking about.
McCain co-signed the statement saying, I mean, they looked into it and said this is paid patriotism.
Paid
Let's just
patriotism.
marinate on that for a
That's right.
second as we go.
Shocking, ain't it? It's very shocking. So again, let me reread that. Let me read that quote. Until 2009, no NFL player stood for the national anthem because players actually stayed in the locker room as the anthem played. The players were moved to the field during the national anthem because it was seen as a marketing strategy to make the players look more patriotic. Again, let me repeat those two words. Marketing strategy. Not because it was the right thing to do. Not because it was noble or the players should represent their country or whatever, assuming that they are from the United States, but because it was a marketing strategy. So what does that mean? What that means is, by making the NFL and its players look more patriotic, this is what happened. You got the United States Department of Defense and the National Guard paying the NFL to stage on-field patriotic ceremonies. So basically, when you see soldiers walk on the field and saluting and a tin hut and all that stuff and raising the flag and shooting off guns, having the jets flying over stadiums, launching fireworks or doing whatever it is, have the eagle fly down into somebody's arm or whatever. Yeah, all that looks cool and then patriotic and yeah, go America, go. But the NFL was like, yeah, y'all got to pay us for that. And I'm like, really? Like, I mean, the whole Super Bowl fiasco was bad enough. But that like, wow. And that's a whole nother topic. I'm getting off topic a little bit. But it all ties into what Jerry Jones is saying. Basically, when he said what he said about people who protest is disappointing, whatever, he's saying that with a business sense of mind. And you know, I'm not going to, and let me be real here. I'm not speaking on behalf of every Caucasian. Like I said, I work with Caucasians. I know Caucasians. You know, I used to go to high school with Caucasians. Matter of fact, this one guy you went to high school with who is a Caucasian, he is so uptight on this type of issue in favor of African Americans. So I'm not calling every Caucasian out. I ain't doing that. No. But Jerry Jones, at the same time, that high class Caucasian type, that's what he represents for the most part. And everything is a freaking business to him. And this ain't a business. This is a serious issue that needs to be addressed. And he's looking at it as like, oh, it's a business. Like everything's about money, 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 money. Like, no, not every damn thing is about money. But apparently to the likes of Jerry Jones, to the NFL, it is. Because, I mean, like I said, that NFL, oh my gosh, that's next week. That is next week. Oh wow, that's next week. Now, and like I said, that quote that Jerry Jones made him look worse than Trent Dilfer. But Jerry Jones himself is not the worst. Yes, you heard me right. Jerry Jones is not the worst. And before I get into who is the worst, y'all probably wondering where's the gameplay. Well, this is such a serious topic, and I don't know how long this topic is going to go on for. And in fact, I'm near the as of me recording and not incorporating the videos and the clips, I'm at the 16 and a half minute mark. With those videos, I'll probably be at 20. So yeah, this is going to be a long one. And there's one more person I'm going to talk about, and this one's about to get it. This one is really, really about to get it. And the person I'm about to talk about, and actually before we get to this person, I want to reveal a poll. That's right. See, it's about to get long. So, it was revealed on ESPN.com that Colin Kaepernick, they didn't do the poll. ESPN did not do the poll. ESPN.com did not do the poll. They just heard about the poll and are reporting it. And, you know, I guess they brought the story. I don't know who brought the story, but I saw it first on ESPN. And the poll revealed that Colin Kaepernick, the guy who started this protest, is now the most disliked player in the NFL. Yes, you heard me right. So, and this is based off a recent poll of Americans by ePoll Marketing Research, which asked 1,100 people whose demographics were representative of the general population. So, he was disliked by 29% of those who was polled, more than any of the more than 350 players asked about in the survey. So he was in first. Jameis Winston of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he was second with 22%. That one confuses the crap out of me because he's basically a sophomore in the league. Why he second? In third place, Ndamukong Suh at 21%. Okay, that one I can see. And then after that, Tom Brady at 13%. Again, that one I can see. And then in fifth, Ben Roethlisberger at 10%. That one's confusing. I'm like, what? But all that's easy. I mean, not all that, but like the other four people are irrelevant to the point I'm about to make here. Now, here's the crazy thing. In 2014, August, Colin Kaepernick was, I think he was 7th, I believe. No. He was like only disliked a lot by 6%. So you was only either like a lot, you would dislike a lot, or I guess you in between. He only disliked a lot by 6% of the votes. That's it. Now that much jumped up big time. Like 36% says that they dislike him a lot. So yeah, that's crazy. Now here's the crazy thing. Here's a more interesting thing. Among African Americans, which makes up 15% of the population, which is no longer in second place, by the way, Colin Kaepernick is really popular. He was 42% liked by African Americans, and only 2% dislike him a lot. I don't know what that's about, but we're going to move on from that. And 2 years ago, when this poll was done back in August, it was only 16% of African Americans that like Colin Kaepernick a lot, while 3% dislike him a lot. Okay. Now, here's where things get really interesting. 2 years ago, when this poll was done back in August 2014, only 7% of Caucasians said that they dislike Colin Kaepernick a lot. Now, when this poll was done this year, that much jumped up from 7 to 37. Wow. That tells a lot there. That's really interesting. Why is that? for those of you who voted in that manner, why is that? Now, granted, like I said, going back to the Trent Dilfer video, if it's because he's not standing for the flag or the national anthem, like I said, when I first saw this and heard what's going on, I respect, I really appreciate his protest, but I wish he would have done so without the expense of the American flag. I said that. Jerry Jones said that. I mean, not Jerry Jones, Jerry Rice said that. And he's one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, and he's African American. And he said basically the same thing I said at first. So, with all that poll stuff out the way, for us who's liking this like, speaking of this like, let's get on to the last guy I want to talk about here. And this guy is Mike Dicker. So, for those of you who don't know who Mike Dicker is, he is a former Chicago Bears head coach and one of the most legendary coaches ever. Like, obviously, you got Lombardi. And, Belichick is up there. Yes, some of y'all were going to me for saying that. But Mike Dicker, yeah, he's like one of the legendary ones. So my feelings towards Mike Dicker prior to his comments was like, oh, okay, he used to coach the Bears to the Super Bowl. Okay, cool, whatever, But then he said this quote doing a radio show. So check that out, and I'll be right back.
Coach, where do you stand on this whole Colin Kaepernick issue?
Well, in what way? What do you mean?
Oh, do you have a problem with Colin Kaepernick? And
I think it's a problem. Anybody who disrespects this country and the flag. If they don't like the country, they don't like our flag, get the hell out. That's what I think. So if you're asking me, I have no respect for Colin Kaepernick. He probably has no respect for me. That's his choice. My choice is that I like this country. I respect our flag. And I don't see all the atrocities going on in this country that people say are going on. I see opportunities if people want to look for opportunities. Now, if they don't want to look for them, then you can find problems with anything. But this is the land of opportunity because you can be anything you want to be if you work. Now, if you don't work, there's a different problem.
And there you go. There you go. This is right. He's the worst. He's worse than Jerry Jones. He's way worse than Trent Dilfer. And I was looking up an article that actually quoted his comments, and I crap you not. The first, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The first 9 words made me groan. The first 9 words of this article, which is at HuffingtonPost.com, which is entitled, Mike Dicker has no respect for Kaepernick, tells him to get the hell out. And the first 9 words, here's what they said. And I quote, former Chicago Bears coach and current Donald Trump supporter. And this is to describe Mike Dicker. And I'm like, are you serious? And at first I'm like, okay, when I saw this, okay, let me read this quote here. He said, and I quote, I think it's a problem. Anybody who disrespects this country and the flag, if they don't like the country, they don't like our flag, get the hell out. That's what I think. And at first I'm thinking, okay, he must be, he approaching this with this, cause he's like an old school, no nonsense type of guy. So he probably approaching this with, oh yeah, he loved the country, he loved the flag, he loved the military, things of that nature. So I'm like, okay, a bit harsh. He should have watched what he said. But, okay. But then here's where shit just hits the fan with me. He said, and I could continuing the quote. He said, and I quote, I don't see all the atrocities going on in this country that people say are going on. I see opportunities if people want to look for opportunities. Now, if they don't want to look for them, then you can find problems with anything. I wish y'all can see my face right now. I really wish y'all could. Because, I mean, like, I'm, oh my gosh. Okay. I had to regather my thoughts here. Let me reread that first part, that second quote. I don't see all the atrocities going on in this country that people say are going on. The hell is wrong with you? What the hell you putting your cigars? Wherever you putting your cigars, you need to send that my way. Like, how can you not see what is going on in this country? Like, what the heck? So this leads me to two things. One, he is dumb as fuck, and he should go, and I should bring back that Ryback segment that I did a while back, where if you said or do something stupid, you should look in the mirror and just say, I'm dumb as fuck. He should be in that category. Two, something is like somebody or himself, I don't know who it is, his cigars that he been smoking has been spiked severely. Something was spiked that he is ingesting, like, because that makes no sense. It's got to be at that point. Or three, he's a racist. And yes, I'm going that far with Mike Dicker. Really? So you don't see a problem with cops, and not just any cops, Caucasian cops. And of course, and let me get back to the whole who's Mike Dicker is. So yeah, former Chicago Bears coach, one of the legendary coaches of all time, Super Bowl win, all that stuff. And Caucasian. So notice, Trent Dilfer, Jerry Jones, Mike Dicker, all Caucasians. So let me get back to my whole he's a racist thing. He don't see a problem. So he don't call Caucasian cops beating and shooting black people an atrocity. Are you serious? Cause this ain't oh, and this is like let me update y'all real quick. There was two more. Yeah, two more instances of cops beating and killing and shooting black people. Two more instances. And again, I believe, remember me serves me correctly, they were in back-to-back days. And this happened before Mike Dicker made these comments. Before Mike Dicker said these nonsense that he said on that radio show. And I'm like, where in the hell have you been over the last 6 months? Like, what have you been doing? And then there's no excuse for that. I don't see all the atrocities going on in this country. There's no excuse for that. Unless he's a racist. And yes, I'm going that far with him. So, before he made those comments, I was like, Mike Dicker, oh yeah, cool, I know who he is, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm like, Mike Dicker, fuck that fool. And matter of fact, let me read y'all read y'all some lyrics actually. I crap you not. Because this is exactly how I feel about Mike Dicker. This song right here says it all. We're not in this song, but this bar says it all right here. And let me find it real quick. I kind of remember off the top of my head, but I don't want to botch this up. So let me find it real quick. Here we go. And I quote, I'm a grown man now. I ain't mad at that nigga. But if a plane crash and only it kills his lame ass, I'll be glad it's that nigga. J. Cole, rich niggas. That's how I feel about Mike Dicker. Like I said, I'm a grown man, so I ain't gonna get all mad and bothered by his comments. But at the same time, if something was to happen to him within 24 hours or so, first of all, I have nothing to do with it. I'm letting y'all know right now, going back to that, that video I did a while back when those two black people were shot and killed. I have nothing to do with it. I'm not encouraging violence or anything like that. But if something was to happen to Mike Dicker in the next 24 hours or so, you won't see a tear coming from my eye. You'll see a smile coming from my face. And that's extreme. That's harsh as heck. But after reading those comments and hearing it, I really don't give a damn. Because that's how it is, man. I can't believe he said that. That's just blasphemous. That's really is. That's really is. So, there you go. Part 2. So, man, I'm going to end it right here, man. So, yeah. What are your thoughts about all this, man? And don't forget, check out the Trent Dilfer Lost His Effing Mind video. Link is in the description below, once again. And, yeah, man. And next week, I'm going off in the NFL. I'm going off in the NFL next week. And this is something totally different, but somewhat relatable regarding what Jerry Jones had to say, or his state of mind when he made his comments, rather. So, yeah, there you go with that, man. Y'all know who this is. This is Jim Ryan II, a.k.a. the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah. And Sean Kingston's mom told Sean Kingston himself that the game was involved with that. Whether he did it, whether somebody in his crew did it, whether he set it up, whether he's the perpetrator, whatever. The game was involved. So that was the word of the mouth of Meek Mills and Sean Kingston's mom. And I'm going to roll with it. And then the game was like, y'all fools must be out your mind. I ain't do no such thing. Meek Mills is a snitch.